grand and glorious rising, beautiful children of the sun. At this palpable time to be setting the most craziest and out of this world, larger than life, out of this world intentions, and I hope you're doing that. The energy is still palpable. It'll be palpable for many days to come, and which just shows that we are in perfect alignment to merge with our higher selves and the mission of our higher selves, right? So get to working, okay? Get to working on setting those wild intentions, the ones that strike fear in your heart. Those are the ones that you go for. You hear what I'm saying to you? And one thing that struck fear in my heart for the longest time and had my throat chakra in a vice grip was telling my story of being in a narcissistic abusive relationship, right? And number one is because I wanted to tell it from a place of non-bitterness. I wanted to tell it from a place of scientific facts, and I wanted to have an inner standing of my role, their role, and how it happened, right? And how it is that I am a magnifying, or rather a conductor for such individuals, right? All that has been researched. And here's another piece of incredible and important research that's just landed on my lap right now, this rising, not right now, but earlier on, is that the cerebral cortex, in fact, studies were done at the Cambridge Medical Center, right? And this was in 2018. You'll never know about these things until you do research on them. 2018 in Cambridge Medical Center, a study was done between to men between the ages of 25 and 75, right? To study their cerebral cortex and its development, right? And it was found that, in fact, let me just tell you quickly, the cerebral cortex is responsible for very high, complex processes in the brain, such as emotions, such as intelligence, such as decision making, language, memory, what else? Thought, reasoning. That's what the cerebral cortex is responsible for those functions, right? Memory, reasoning, decision making, emotional intelligence, just plain intelligence as well, learning, personality, and decision making. Did I mention decision making? And it was found that in these men that they did the study of, the men, I think it was about 1,000 men between the ages of 25 and 75. It was found that 80% of them, probably they said 80 to 82% of them, had their cerebral cortex underdeveloped. So then how have we centralized a species that stops growing, or that has an underdevelopment in processes, in brain functions and processes such as intelligence, such as emotional intelligence, such as decision making, such as memory and language? That's communication, right? That is defective in those areas. How do we centralize that species and make him the leader of the home? How did we get here? It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Really, we have made women have made men the prize, when this thing is a malfunctioning project. He's a failed project, okay? And I'm not talking about the divine masculine. I'm not talking about the God King who has rewired his brain and has tapped into wisdom, has tapped into his divine feminine power, has tapped into emotional intelligence, has tapped into the ability to be able to communicate, has tapped into being selfless, because men are wired to be selfish. And that is why men are the ones that create the wars and fight the wars. Men are the ones that want to go in, take, conquer. I'm recording. Men are the ones that want to go in, take, conquer, abuse, rape, kill. He is defective, but we have centralized him, and we have made him the be all and end all of our lives. And I've never in my life, and I think innately I've always known that there is an imbalance between how men are viewed and how they are revered in our society versus the girl child or the woman. That thing has to come to an end, né? And if you're a simple nigger, you'll be offended, okay? If you haven't tapped into your power of discernment, of intuitive power, of understanding, understanding. If you haven't tapped into rewiring your subconscious so that you are able to be in alignment, then you will be offended by these facts, these scientific facts. Science, baby. Yeah, so we need to decentralize men. I'm all for black unity. I'm not on the bandwagon of men are this, women are this, and that's why I don't want to always be talking about this. But this is science the science that I had to share with you. The science that you have to know that when you are talking to this person, you are dealing with someone who has a malfunctioning, an underdeveloped cerebral cortex. He has no deeper or higher understanding of emotional intelligence. He has no higher understanding of any sort of intelligence. He has no he has no higher understanding of decision making, and that's why they group themselves. Have you seen the bromances? No. That's why I'm Have you seen the bromances? Because they've all gathered together on the same frequency wavelength, gathered together on who do we oppress next? Who do we rape next? Who do we conquer next? Yeah, they're gathered together. Hey, my wife is this, my wife is this. I know for a fact that there's no bigger complainers and gossipers than men. The biggest gossipers, the biggest complainers are the problems. They're the ones. And they gather together talking about us. God, hey, she's this, she's that. Hey, she's not going to have it. I'm going to keep it. It's all mine. We don't want it. It's stupid. And it's the truth, it's the science. So yeah, be careful next time when you're engaging. You must know that you're dealing with a person whose cerebral cortex stops growing at the age of 25, just until its biological function. Beyond that, it has not grown. Okay? Yeah. Be mindful, divine goddess, that out there when you are dealing with this person, that you are dealing with a defective operation, a defective project, a defective thing, you know. You see, that's why I can't be coming here, because people will come here and say blah blah blah, but this is the science, you know. I just come here with the science. Do your research, okay? Yeah. So that's it. We love you and have a great Sunday.